1932, the British philosopher Bertrand Russell published an essay that challenged one of civilization's most cherished assumptions, that hard work is a virtue. Nearly a century later, his argument feels more urgent than ever. This is a visual summary of In Praise of Idleness.
Russell opens with a striking personal confession. He was raised to believe that idleness was sinful. But over time, his views underwent a complete revolution. His central claim is bold: the modern world doesn't suffer from too little work. It suffers from too much. The belief that labor is inherently virtuous, he argues, does immense harm to society. He illustrates this with a story. A traveler approached 12 beggars resting on the street and offered a coin to the laziest among them. 11 immediately jumped up to claim it, so he gave it to the 12th, who hadn't moved at all.
Russell writes, "A great deal of harm is being done in the modern world by belief in the virtuousness of work, and the road to happiness lies in an organized diminution of work."
To understand why we worship work, Russell takes us back through history. In the ancient world, workers barely produced enough to survive. Any surplus was seized by warriors and priests. To justify this, the powerful invented a moral framework, convincing the working class that labor was noble and sacred. It was, Russell says, an ingenious tool of social control. This ethic persisted through the Middle Ages, survived the Industrial Revolution, and continues unchallenged into the modern era, long after its original purpose has vanished.
Russell identifies two distinct types of work. The first is physical labor, moving matter around near the surface of the earth. It is unpleasant, and it is badly paid. The second is telling other people to move matter. This kind of work is pleasant, highly paid, and, Russell notes, infinitely expandable. He adds with characteristic wit, usually two opposite kinds of advice are given simultaneously by two organized bodies of men. This is called politics.
The morality of work is the morality of slaves, and the modern world has no need of slavery.
Here, Russell poses a thought experiment that cuts to the heart of modern economics. Imagine workers producing exactly enough pins to meet demand, working 8 hours a day. Then a machine is invented that doubles their output. The rational response? Work 4 hours instead of 8, and everyone goes home early. But that is not what happens. Everyone continues working 8 hours. Half the workers are fired. The other half remain exhausted. The total amount of leisure in society stays the same, it's just distributed as crushing unemployment for some, and overwork for others. Russell calls this what it is: insanity.
Russell builds his case through 6 interconnected ideas. First, the 4-hour workday. He believed 4 hours of daily labor would be enough to provide life's necessities for everyone, and end unemployment entirely. Second, the virtue of spending. The person who spends money, spreading joy and sustaining livelihoods, creates more good than the saver who hoards wealth, often to fund wars. Third, leisure builds civilization. The arts, sciences, and philosophy, everything we consider great about human culture, were created by people who had time to think. Fourth, the work ethic as a tool of control. The idea that work is a moral duty was invented to keep the masses laboring, not to benefit the workers themselves. Fifth, production versus consumption. We glorify earning and condemn spending, which Russell compares to praising keys while declaring keyholes wicked. And sixth, good nature from ease. Kindness, generosity, and peace come from comfort and security, not from exhaustion and struggle.
What would a society built on leisure actually look like? Russell imagines a world where 4 hours of work secures life's necessities, and the rest of your day is yours. Scientists would follow curiosity freely, without commercial pressure. Artists could create without starving. Writers could write without compromise. Doctors would have time to keep learning. And ordinary people, freed from the grind, would simply become kinder. Russell believed that the taste for war itself would diminish when life became comfortable and meaningful. Education, in this world, would no longer train passive consumers. It would cultivate active, creative, engaged human beings. Modern methods of production have given us the possibility of ease and security for all. We have chosen, instead, to have overwork for some and starvation for others.
Russell closes with an observation that rings even louder today than it did in 1932. We have clung, stubbornly, irrationally, to the same frantic work ethic we held before machines existed. Technology gave us the gift of potential leisure for everyone, and we squandered it. But Russell ends not with despair, but with quiet defiance. There is no law that says we must continue to be foolish. The purpose of work is life. Not the other way around.